Hi there, I'm Teresa Dufour with today's CT Style Express. News 8 has partnered with the Goff Law Group to bring you the law down. So we've been answering your questions about the law in general, and today we focus on workers' compensation benefits. Founding partner, attorney Brooke Goff, joins us from her office in West Hartford. Great to see you, attorney Goff.
Thanks, Teresa. Nice to see you.
So first off, explain to our viewers, when do you have a workers' compensation case?
If you're hurt at work, and whether it's a result of your own negligence or not, you have a comp claim. Now, if you were reckless or had wanton conduct or, provoked, like, let's say, a fight, then no, you likely don't. But most cases are not that. Most cases are I tripped on something, I fell on something, I lifted something, repetitive motion, whether it's your fault or not. Most people still have a claim. That is the point of the workers' compensation system, to protect and ensure that the medical and wages are paid to those that get hurt at work.
And attorney Goff, what type of workers' compensation benefits are there?
So the three main, well, there's tons, but the three main types of benefits people need to know about are called TT benefits, temporary total, TPD benefits, temporary partial disability benefits, and PPD benefits, permanent partial disability. So I know, right, the acronyms kill you. So firstly, TT, so we're going to call temporary total, are benefits that you get when you cannot work. You don't have a work capacity as a result of your injury, okay? This is paid typically at 100% of your comp rate, all right? So the rate of pay that you get when you're on workers' comp. That's TT, all right? TPD benefits are temporary partial disability. This is you have a work capacity, but it's limited. You are what many people know to be light duty, okay? People go from TT to TPD typically, and sometimes, depending on what your wage rate is at TT, your TPD benefits could be slightly lower. So the insurance company will likely file a Form 36 to move your benefits from temporary total to temporary partial, in the event that there's a wage differential, and you'll get a certified, I know you're probably say you'll get a certified card in the mail. Many people then go from TPD to PPD, temporary partial disability, to permanent partial disability. PPD is you're as good as you're going to get. You're at the keywords maximum medical improvement, okay? And you are plateaued. So you usually are given a disability rating at this point from your treating physician. Some people go from TT, not being able to work at all, to TPD, or excuse me, to PPD, permanent partial disability. Look, this person could not work at all, and they still can't work, but they're at max medical improvement. They can't get any better. Those people get put into a category where they could become what we call perm total, totally disabled for the rest of their lives. Most people don't fall in that category. Most people go from TT to TPD, right? Temporary partial disability, and then from TPD to PPD, okay? So people are usually working light duty. Okay, I'm light duty. I've been light duty for 6 months. The doctor says, look, I'm so sorry, but you can't return back to that job because you're permanent light duty, okay? Then they assign you an impairment rating. That's PPD, all right? So confusing, I know. Imagine now being on your own and having these benefits determine if you're going to get paid, if you're going to be able to feed your family. What do they all mean? This is why people need lawyers for comp claims. So those are the three main types of benefits, okay? So TT, TPD, and PPD. Some people don't go on TT or TPD at all. Some people they get hurt. Their job doesn't require them to do anything that could really affect their injury overall, right? And then the doctor just says, okay, your cancer has a 10% rating. We're going to assign it. And then they continue working the entire time. They get their impairment rating. They get paid for their PPD benefits, and then they move on and work for the company. So these are three of the main benefits. People are going to watch this. You guys are probably either going to say her voice is annoying because of the acronyms, or your head is probably spinning. That all those things, well, not the annoying voice, but the head spinning is why you need a lawyer for your comp case, because these benefits determine what you get, how much you get, how long you get them. I mean, it's key.
I mean, you made it very clear why somebody needs to work with an attorney on a case like this. And I know there's a ton of paperwork that goes along with this.
There are tons.
The best bet, set up the consultation, learn more at thegofflawgroup.net. Attorney Goff, thank you for your expertise. You broke it down. At least we know the forms. All right, that is your CT Style Express. We'll see you back here tomorrow.